and INFED, the business incubator of IIM Nagpur. And today's topic is insights on building a successful startup. It focuses on the practical wisdom for aspiring entrepreneurs and innovators. Entrepreneurship is not just about starting business, it's about solving real world problems, fostering innovation, and creating economic opportunities uh, in our day to day life. For a city like Jamshedpur, with its rich industrial heritage, entrepreneurship can pave the way for diversification, empower local talent, and fuel sustainable growth. And today, we are honored to have with us Mr. Aniruddha Athawale, mentor in Fed, and Ms. Isha Salame, uh, in Fed manager, bringing their expertise to help us understand how to turn our ideas into impactful ventures. I now invite Ms. Isha to share a brief overview of INFED and its inspiring work in supporting startups. Ms. Isha, over to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Anushka, for a warm introduction. So, hello, good evening, everybody. Very happy to see you all. And I take care of the incubation management at INFED. And as Anushka rightly said, INFED is the business incubator that is established by IIM Nagpur. And when we say business incubator, that majorly means that we work with startups. We are based out of Nagpur, and we are a sector agnostic incubator, meaning we support startups from all the domains, all the sectors, and all the stages. So we have our own, framework set wherein we assess the domain of startup, the stage of startups, and a lot of things about, how the startups can scale, grow, and rest of the things. So the incubation support that we give is normally of 3 years, under which we provide various offerings, like we provide infrastructure access, we provide mentoring sessions, we provide funding opportunities. When we say about funding opportunities, there are two big umbrellas in terms of funding. One is through government schemes, and the second is through private equity investors. So we assist the startups to identify the right set of investor or the right set of schemes for their startups, and we facilitate things for them. Also, there are many dynamic requirements that we come across, the startups come across, wherein they feel that they need assistance and help from us. So we are always there for them. And I think promoting the regional economy, and as Anushka said, that it is an era wherein uh, you know instead of seeking for a job, it is always good to be a job provider,
Creator.
so that you can take the society along with you and contribute to the economy. So certainly, JMA and INFED, this collaboration, we are jointly working towards creating this impact. And I feel this is a wonderful platform for all of you who are aspiring to take up entrepreneurship as a full-time career option. A very exciting world of entrepreneurship. I think Anirudh sir will anyways guide you on what all comes under it. And I think I won't take much of your time. I think that is it from my side. And even I look forward to have the session and have an interaction with you all. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think I'll introduce Aniruddha sir as our mentor at INFED, and he's a sales expert. He has more than 25 years of industry experience, and he has mentored a lot of, almost all the portfolio startups that are working with us. Online sales, offline sales, B2B, B2C. He holds expertise in every domain, and FMCG he's mastered in FMCG products. So over to
Right.
you, Anirudh sir. I think the stage is all yours.
Thanks, Anushka, for inviting me over here. Thanks, Isha, for the introduction, and good evening, everyone.
I hope everyone can
Here,
connect to
yeah,
sir by on the mic. If not camera, you can
no
turn on your
problem.
cameras also,
Just
if
yeah, if you
possible.
want, you can turn on your cameras. That will give good interaction. I can understand. I can see you basically. Another thing is, I would like to ask before I start, would you like to have it a session in English only, or Hindi English mix, or Hindi, whatever the audience prefers? before I start? Use chat box in case you want.
Sir, English is fine, sir.
English is fine. English is fine or English is fine? Okay. Wonderful. Let's start. Give me a sec.
So everyone is saying English. You can,
English. Wonderful. No
yes,
problem. No, we'll start in English. Not an issue. Screen visible?
both in English. It's coming in the
No
text
problem. No
box.
problem. We will
Okay,
have any which way have a question and answers round, so we can ask that. So
sure.
let me first of all congratulate each and every one of you for showing interest to become an entrepreneur or wanted to start a startup. So who is the entrepreneur? We want to start a startup, and who is the entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is anyone who solves people's big problem and help them with a solution. When you want to start a startup, what does a startup do? They help people with their challenges. Look at any of the successful startup or which has grown. It starts from one customer and now they are serving millions of customers. So a entrepreneur or a person who wants to start a startup is one who solves people big problem and help them with solution. Why we need to have big problems? Because if the problem is not big, then you will not have many customers to use that solution, right? So if you want to grow your startup, the first and foremost requirement is you should be able to look at the problems which are bigger and faced by many of the people. When you create that solution, then people will come to you, use your product, app, services, whatever you create. How do you do that? By doing opportunity recognition, spotting gaps in the market or areas of improvement. Certain times you don't need to invent something. You can work on something which has already been invented and make it better. So that will help you to gain traction in the market. Innovation, something new, developing new ideas, developing new product, developing new services. You can think of any innovation. Innovation normally gives you a lot of traction in the marketplace. Risk management, balancing potential risks and the rewards which will come with it, and then creating value for the entire ecosystem, not only for customers, but for entire of the ecosystem, which will add value to customers' life as well as to the ecosystem. What are the three basic requirements which are required to become a successful startup or a successful entrepreneur? Finding client category which will have huge problem. Now you must be having certain idea. Just think how many people are facing this problem. Are there enough people facing this problem? And start with a pilot. Start small, right? Once you know that there is a problem which has got many customers, then you can start working on the pro, ideation things, right? Examples, we have all know about all these examples: Zomato, Oyo, Ixigo, and Uber, right? What did they do? They're all aggregators. They understood the problem that people want something but they can't get it. So they have come up with the idea aggregator platform, and then they have provided you with hassle-free things on your app and people started using it. So this was the big problem. People wanted to see the reviews of restaurant. People wanted to order the food, but certain restaurants will not be providing food at your doorstep. So that gap they have understood and they have given that solution to the customers, right? Then providing unique and different solution to solve the problem. Now, once I identified the problem statement, then how can I go to customers? How can I provide them a unique and different solution? Right? Here's in Facebook, Tinder, Canva, and YouTube. What YouTube did, revolutionary, right? What they said, we want video to be democratic. And they started with some different purpose, but now they are the leading video sharing platform on internet. Unlike in Canva, like everybody is not a designer. Big problem. People wanted to create post. People wanted to create illustration. People wanted to create good PPTs. There was nothing. The designers were less and there was a problem. They identified it and then they created Canva. Any person who can use net, who have basic understanding, now can create fabulous post. They have gone a step ahead, integrated AI, and you can create fabulous post. And that is how they become such a big thing. And third and most important thing, an entrepreneur or a good startup should know how to market and sell. Without this, your startup will never work, because till the time sales doesn't happen, you don't get revenues. And if you don't get revenues, the 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 startup will not work, because revenues is what is required to run the show. So as an entrepreneur, I should also understand how to market my product and how to sell my product. These are the critical most three things which are required to have a successful startup and to create a successful startup. What is the process? So I just take you quickly through the process. First, we generate ideas. We get some idea. This is the problem in the marketplace. This is what are the challenges faced by the consumers. This is where the gap. Then I do feasibility analysis. How can I bridge this gap? If I do work on this idea and give a solution, will it be feasible? Will I be able to do? Will I be able to sell it to the consumers? Will it get money? How how can I create my solution in such a way that it will solve people's problem? Then I'll do business planning. Once I do business planning, I'll seek funding, seed round funding, initial funding to create a prototype, right? Then I will create a prototype, use it in the smaller marketplace, use it on small user groups. Then I will probably uh, innovate while implementing. I'll get feedback from the market. Then I will make it more useful. Then once more number of people started using it, probably I will expand with the help of that funding to one place to another place, one location, one geography to another geography. And then that is how I will grow. Once I start getting growth, then I will have more revenue coming in, more funding coming in, and I will scale. Once I scale up, then I can also have exit strategy. There are serial entrepreneurs, serial startups who did a lot of startups just with the aim of exiting out of it. After taking that startup to a certain point of a certain level, they want to exit out of it. So people have this. This is the process which many people follow. What are the qualities of entrepreneur? When you want to start a startup, you are the entrepreneur, right? And what are the qualities? Let's understand the qualities. And these are the things which have been we have seen time from time, that these are the qualities which are coming out of all the successful entrepreneurs, or not so successful also. Successful doesn't mean that when only if your startup gets funding or you exit it. But these are the things which we have seen. These are the qualities which we have seen normally. A good entrepreneur will have visionary thinking. He will have his vision for that product, but problem, whatever he is working on. Then he will have innovative mindset, curious mindset. How can I innovate on what I'm giving it to the customers? He is resilient. He is resilient and he is ready to go from failure to failure, right? Then his risk tolerance is high. Even if he fails, he is ready to pivot. He can take risk. He has got great self-confidence within him that yes, I'm working on something. Even if it fails, I will re-innovate, I will innovate, and I'll work again on that. Then adaptability. We have seen many people, changing their strategies post-COVID era, right? So when COVID happened, people were doing something. Post-COVID, they adapted to the reality, changed the course, and again started working on their startup by changing route. Then they have strong work ethics. Why I'm saying this point, strong work ethics, is because we have seen many startups lost and closed just because of unethical practices. So you should, as a startup founder or a co-founder, should have very strong work ethics. I always say that when you want to start a startup, take a co-founder with you, because I cannot be jack of all. I don't know all the skills, right? Financial acumen is one of the important skills to have as a entrepreneur or a startup founder, right? If I'm good at marketing and sales and I don't know about finances, I should take a co-founder which will complement my skill of sales and marketing with financial acumen or something other, because someone should be there to take care of some responsibilities, right? Then leadership skills. Naturally, when you start, you become a leader. You should navigate your team when the times are not so good. Another important skill, I think, today we all are, in the era where networking becomes very easy, right? So networking ability will give you a lot of insights. You will meet various types of people, personality, connections will give you a lot of exposure, and so many things which were not so easy earlier, right? And we have seen certain traits or certain things where the entrepreneurs fail. And what are those things? First, we work on something, we work on an idea which market doesn't require. It is my fascination that market will require this, but in reality, we don't test, we don't do much of market research. And it is my fascination that I want to do and start something which I think that this will be required by market, right? So this is there is no market need, but I think that yes, my product will work. In those cases, if the research is not done, if I don't know people who will actually use my product, if I don't know the customer persona, if I don't know the people who can use my product, then your startup will fail. Insufficient capital. Now, insufficient capital means some of the times we have seen that a startup is good, idea is good, they have got early traction, they have got customers, paying customers, but they are unable to raise more capital, right? They are unable to raise more capital for growth or for scaling. That time also insufficient capital kills a startup. Then poor business model, right? We said that if we don't have financial acumen, we don't know our revenue model, and then entire business model collapses. We don't know how much is my cost and how much is the revenue and what profitability I am working on. Poor business model kills startup faster than lack of insufficient capital. Then weak teams is another thing. We hire people which which are not aligned with our vision or which are not aligned with uh, you know uh, the reality of the startup. So that time weak teams will always create challenges for you. Not having mentor, I know it all, I know it all syndrome. So if you are into startup world, you are first time entrepreneur, I'll request you to take a mentor alongside you, right? To take a mentor, because mentors will help you. They have seen it multiple times in multiple different geographies, multiple different domains, so they can navigate you from pitfalls. Then strong competition. Even if I have a good product, but then competition is very strong, and if I can't cope up with them, my startups fail. Pricing and cost issue. Now, this is the reason why we need financial acumen strong. While creating the product, how can I reduce my cost? How can I increase my revenue? How can I increase my profit is most important. So if there are pricing and cost issue, if I'm too way too high than competition or way too low than competition, then also my startup gets killed. Poor marketing, right? My product is good, everything is good, I'm solving problem, but I'm only thinking about word of mouth. My marketing is not good. I haven't defined the market. Then also I can't grow, and then I will die. Lack of adaptability. Yes, if I don't adapt to the reality, if I don't change, uh, then also there is a fear of my startup getting closed. And operational challenges. Operational challenges will come when once you start your startup, you'll understand where the glitches are, and if you don't have right team members or right things to do in operations, even if you get customers, it will die, right? Then regulatory and legal challenges. This is another area which kills many of the startup. Legal challenges and regulations change sometimes from governments, sometimes from markets. Then you your startups die. Ignoring customer feedback. We all know the importance of reviews on Amazon, Flipkart. Before buying anything, we go and check the reviews of existing users, and turning an eye towards review and not learning from the feedback will kill your startup faster than anything else. Bad timing is another reason why the startups gets closed. And bad timing has nothing to do with you, but then it happens. Scaling too quickly. We have seen this, that many a times people get success in one region, one market, and then they think that, oh, my product is working good, the results are good, the reviews are fantastic, people are still buying it from me, and then I start to I want to expand to other geographies. But expanding to other geographies comes with a lot of risk. We need to have backend, very strong backend or solid backend available with us. If it is not there, sometimes scaling too quickly without understanding those particular markets will kill my startup faster. And last thing is founder conflict. There are two founder, co-founder and co-founder, and they get into a conflict where to take, which course to adopt, which where to take our startup, which direction to take our startup. And then this also skills our startups. But I can assure you, we are in the golden era of startups, and we have seen unprecedented support from all the stakeholders, government, all other stakeholders, management association, incubation centers, in providing you handholding in startup ecosystem. Why you should go and work with the incubator? There are certain things, how business incubators will help startups to grow their startup, right from seed funding to giving you access to angel investors, mentoring, technical assistance, IPR management, marketing expenses, financial and accounting services, networking. They will help you with all those things. They have expert mentor advisory board which will help you, and they will also help you to navigate through your ideation stage till your prototype stage with the help of knowledge, skill, and some seed amount through various government resources. There are multiple incubation centers available across India, whichever sector you want to work with. Like INFED, we are sector agnostic. We don't, we allow all the startups to come and pitch to us to get incubated. So we are sector agnostic, but there are certain incubation centers which are sector oriented. So you can check them also. Government has given a lot of support, and there are more than 15 uh, uh, 15 programs through government, which is government is running. Few of them you must be knowing is Startup India, Seed Fund, PM Mudra Yojana, Atal Innovation Mission, AIM, Stand Up India Scheme, SIDB, and so on and so forth. All these things are, or for startups which want to, create a startup and grow them. All these things are provided through various incubation centers once they do the due diligence of your startups. So that was a quick round from me, and I'll keep more time for question and answers because that is where the interest of the participants are mostly. So I'm open for questions. Please go ahead.
So, team, if anybody has any questions or queries, they can type it on the chat box, or they can unmute themselves or raise their hand, and we can take the questions. You can ask about InFed, how
Sir,
they are going to help you if
yeah,
you want to run a
yeah.
business or something. anything
I
relevant
have
to
a
that.
small question. I am Sandeep Mishra from Tata Hitachi. So, for example, I am thinking about starting a business along with my friends. So, is it a right, like, uh, in the beginning itself, should we decide how much partnership would be there, or what is the shares of each partner at the beginning of the business itself, or if like after some stability, we should discuss those things with the partners. What is the right way?
Okay, wonderful. So I think you have read that book of Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Huh? Begin with the end in mind. So I think first of all, what you should do is you should work on your idea. Let that idea of what we need to start. You should be fascinated about more about that. Once that is done, then see who will do what, right? And then decide the percentage. I think you are very right. You should be clear about it from day one. But I think idea is most important. Many of the times we have seen that there are three, four, five co-founders. They work on an idea. Once the idea is finalized, few people back out from them that I don't want to work on this. So I think first and foremost, you should work on your idea. Get that idea finalized, and then ask everyone who is in it.
Noted, sir. Noted. Thank you.
See, I'll tell you another thing. Many of the people fear that if I tell my idea to someone, they will copy my idea, right? But I always say that it is not the idea, but the execution of that idea matters the most.
Right, sir.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we
Good,
have
good evening,
another.
sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
So
ask?
we'll take the audio questions first, then we will take the questions on the
Yes.
chat box. Okay.
Yes. Yes. No problem.
Hello,
Can,
good evening, sir.
Good evening.
shall I? Okay.
Sir, my name is Ansh. I'm having a question that I'm having two or three idea, then how should I decide that which one I should go for?
Oh, wonderful question. You have two, three ideas. Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
okay. See which will have bigger impact and which idea will give you more happiness. You know, which idea you are more passionate out of three, which is the most passionate idea you can pursue, right? Because I'll tell you another thing. Entrepreneurship and being a startup founder is a very lonely journey. So when you will start, you will have a number of people saying, go ahead, do it. But ultimately, it is you who is going to do it. So it's a very lonely journey. At times, you will think that, oh, is it the right decision I have taken? But then that is how the journey is. But the rewards are far more better. So ask yourself out of this idea, which idea, even if I fail, I'll be able to pursue day in, day out.
And what if my co-founder or the friend with whom I want to pursue is interested in some other field or in other idea? Then
So if
what?
you already have people around you, co-founders or friends with whom you wanted to start, my suggestion is first narrow down on the idea. First zero on the idea. Once you zero down on the idea, then put everything behind that idea.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So next question is from Shivnath. Shivnath,
Yeah.
you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you for opportunity, ma'am. First of all, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And I learned a lot of things from your PPT. Thank you. And my question is one on your slide you mentioned that there is a problem why the startup fails is the one reason that is bad time. So
Bad
what is the
timing. Yeah.
yes? So what is the right time after some like what are the process after that anyone can start his startup or is an entrepreneurship journey? What is the right time?
So I can't decide and tell you what is the right time or wrong time. I've myself have started one business in lockdown, and I have seen one of my friend started his business and a startup on 13th of March 2020, right? And after 6 days, there was a lockdown, right? So timings, external timings are not in my hand. Internal timings, yes, I can sense what is happening, and that I can tell you. For certain ideas, certain markets are very nascent. For example, when you want to start a new business or new startup in your area, just check whether that market is ready or not for that idea. Some of the times, certain startup doesn't do well in certain markets, but other markets are already matured markets. So we say that something which will not work in Jamshedpur might work in Kolkata or might work in Delhi, right? So timing and location matters a lot. So bad timing in the sense, there are certain external exigencies which are not under our control. But then, for example, if you are in eastern part of India, if you start something post Durga Puja, 15 days there is nothing happening, right? All the vibe, everything is done till Durga Puja, right? After that there is a slack period, 10 days. You start something and then say, it is not working. It is not like that. Or for example, if you are into clothing business or apparel business or gifting business and you start it in November post Diwali, you won't get that traction, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So external exigencies on which I don't have any control, they are not under my control. But if I want to launch something which will be in this market, I will have to see the timing when I'm going to launch my product, right?
Yes,
Which
sir.
according to the seasonality, there are multiple factors.
Okay.
Seasonality, festivals, all those things.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
So next question is from Mr. Umesh Kumar Mittal.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, sir.
Hi,
So
good
I have
evening.
yeah, I have two questions. One is there any indicators like I've started a startup, suppose? Is there any indicator that when should go for funding, like pre-seed, seed, or series? All type of rounds are there. So do we have any indicators that when those should be invoked? That is one. And second is that once we start, any insights you can give on how the scalability can be done? Like once we find that a lot of time people start business as a hobby, but when they try and take it to the next level, they're actually falter or maybe it is not happening the way they want because
Mhm.
after certain limit it stops. So if you can throw some light on these 2 points.
Yeah. So when to take seed funding or any funding for that matter for a startup, it depends on the stage of the startup and what founders want out of it. See, the moment you start getting seeking funding from market, you will start diluting your stake in it. The more the dilution, more the say of the funders will be there, right? So we have seen certain startups which also have not taken seed round also. So there are people who want seed fund also to create a prototype. For example, certain products, physical product, apps, they need that because they want to hire good people. So some of the founders, co-founders, they don't know about anything about technology. They want to hire good people. So for that they need to pay salaries. For that they need funding. So that time they take seed funding, right? Certain people are themselves are good tech people, so they don't require that. But when it comes to the growth phase, then they seek out for the funding. So really, if you ask me, there is no such right or right indicator when I should take it. It depends from startup to startup, product to product, product to services, and their journey, and at which stage they are going to seek out what they want to do. There are certain startups who don't want to go and dilute their stake at all. They are happy with the slow growth of their product, which is okay, right? And second question is, I think you asked second question.
Scalability, on scalability.
Scalability. Scalability, I think scalability, once you want to go for scalability and if you want to scale, I think you should have a team, right? Because we are in a we are in a country which is so dynamic that state to state things differ, way of working differ, preferences changes. So although it is just an extension of geography, but also you need to go and do again some research. Also here, when you want to grow and scale up, systems and processes play a pivotal role. So you will have to again go and cross check whether your systems or processes are in check. Which are the parameters you should check if what is going right and what is not working well for them. So for that, you should have someone who will be able to help you, guide you, right? Because I always give an example of football, right? When players play football on the field, they for them there is no space where they can pass the ball. But a coach sitting outside the field will always see gaps and will shout, "Arey, maro udhar, maro udhar." So you need someone who will coach, who is a coach, who will sit behind and tell you these are the gaps. Do this first, right? So scalability you should do, but with systems and processes in place, and that is the reason why we tell people to scale not exponentially but slowly and systematically. Because what is working well in my current operations and current geographies might not work well in other geographies. So I will have to do a test marketing and then I can expand in those markets.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So next question we will take from the chat box. There were
Yes,
many
chat box is
questions.
there.
Okay. So this question is from Mr. Rajesh Kumar Thakur. He asks, how will I differentiate my brand from competitors?
Wonderful. How will you differentiate your brand from your competitors? By providing unique services, and different solution, the same problem which a competitor is providing, right? And at a very affordable cost or a price which is win-win for both of them, right? Brands are created in minds, right? People will use your product first and they create brand in the mind, right? So you will have to be unique, different, and value for money for your customers. That will give them you advantage, and that will help you to create a brand. Brands are created by consumers, right? You only create product or services.
So I
Aman Paul.
hope, Mr. Rajesh, your question has been
Yeah,
answered.
if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I don't have any
And Mr.
problem.
Rajesh, there is another question that you have mentioned. I'm not sure what it is. If you can just correct it. Also, let's move on to the next question. This is
No, no,
from Mr.
I will answer that Rajesh's question. I will use
Okay.
personal savings, apply for a loan or seek investor.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Aman has asked, what does any investor? So Rajesh, I'll answer that question, whether to use personal savings, apply for a loan or seek investor. I think there is nothing wrong in investing our own money, but you should check your finances before putting everything, all the eggs in one basket. I think you should start small, create a prototype, take the help of an incubator. There are people who will help you to pivot your idea, and then probably you can go for seed round. There are ample opportunities available. Government provides you a lot of support and grants for ideation stage, for your prototype stage. So my take will be shell out some money from your pocket. Don't take loans initially. Try to lay low and take support of government schemes and then build on that. Loan, if you are able to repay it, you know that whether if my startup fails, I will be in debt. If I'm able to repay it, go ahead and take loans, not a problem. But before going for that route, I think you should check with incubation centers whether they will be able to help you through government schemes. There are multiple government schemes available which you can get, which you can apply for. So use that first.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So next question is from Aman. This is, sir, what does any investor look before investing in a startup? Like, how can we attract investors?
See, investors are people who will look for the numbers, first thing. Second thing is consistency and growth pattern and how big it can grow. Investor basically looks for the returns, right, on the money they employ on your business. So they will check these three parameters important. These are the main parameters which will they see that what is the solution you are providing, what is the market size, what is your current strike rate, how fast you can reach. If I give you the money, how fast you can reach and grab more market, and how fast I can get returns in coming 3 months, 3 years, 5 years down the line. How big will be the business, and I can exit out of it, right? So it all depends on what you want to, what solution you provide to the market, right? All big ideas, investors have given money on piece of paper, just on the idea itself. There was no product ready as such, right? Airbnb was one such thing, right? So think about it. Your product is the hero or service is the hero. Whatever startup you want, idea is the hero, right? How well you can execute it is next dimension. And the moment you start growing, you will get good quality people in your team. You can hire them and they can execute well on behalf of you.
So the next question is from Mr. Naveen Kumar. Sir, how to do market research on a large scale for the problem statement starting from level 0 in order to get an idea about which I can take up for entrepreneurship?
Wonderful.
It's
So when you have an idea, understand for whom you are working on this idea. Who is going to be your potential customer who is facing this problem? And start identifying those people who can use your product or service when you provide with them with this your solution. And then you will be able to identify types of customers who can use your product. And then you can take them, you can go to them, identify them through various forums, various network events, through various groups available on LinkedIn, Facebook. Put a simple Google form over there, asking them about the challenges or the problem they are facing and what kind of solution they are looking for this, so that you get some idea about the challenges which they are facing, their real feedback on what solution they are seeking for, and this will help you to start your journey. I'm saying just to start your journey, right? Once you start your journey, you will understand that this is the area which people are mostly, finding solution for. And then you can work on that idea, create a pilot or start a basic prototype, and then again take it back to those people who have given you feedback. And then they will again give you feedback. Any good thing is always created and layered on the feedback of the end user. So feedback is critical for them. Do it slowly. It won't happen. I won't tell you to spend money on doing it by spending thousands of rupees on paid market research currently. Uh, Try to do it through your own efforts. And once you get a data, then you will get a fair idea that what kind of solution people are looking for these kind of problems.
I hope Naveen, your answer has been answered. Question has been answered. So next question is from Miss Sabah. She asked, "How can we start up a business if we don't have much of capital? People usually advise to do a job first, then only you can start your own business. So is this the only one we can do?"
So
She also
Sabha,
means she also
yes,
means that except for taking loan for business, what else can help me to start my business?
correct. So, Sabah, there is nothing, there are no rules written that whether you should do a job first and then do business, or you should, jump directly into the businesses. There are people who have started at the age of 60 as an entrepreneur, quitting their jobs. There are people, those who started this journey at the age of 40. So it again and passion they have for this. Another thing, certain times, it is also advantage for you if you have certain work experience so that you understand how corporate world works or how the businesses works. Although you will be working in one or two department only, but then you will have fair idea of how systems and processes work if you are working with a good organization. First thing. Second thing, it doesn't mean that while doing a job, you cannot start up, right? You can always do it pro bono. For example, Saturday, Sunday, if you have free time, you can start working on your startup. It might take 2 years to refine that idea, but these 2 years you will get paid from your salary, and in your free time you will work on your startup, clarifying on your ideas, creating your market, doing your market research, all those background work which takes normally a good amount of time. You will be in a position to do that simultaneously without any pressure of starting to get revenue from your business, because again, business and startup we do because you want to have some money. Ultimately, profit is the uh, one of the motives of doing a startup, right? So you can do that. So there is no challenge as such. For example, if you want to, can you just give me a hint on which on which area you wanted to do start a startup, or which idea you have in the chat box? So yeah, go ahead. Oh, fashion designer. So what do you want to do on fashion designing? You want to do a startup on what? You can unmute yourself and ask. Not a challenge.
Okay, she is texting only. She's saying she's a fashion designer and she wanna start her business in Bangalore. Miss Sabha, if you can turn on your mic so you can have a better conversation with sir.
Correct. Because then I'll be in a position to understand what she's trying to start. Mr. Khan, I'll answer you next after this.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, I'm basically a fashion designer. I'm about to complete my graduation and I want to start a business in Bangalore. And I have some ideas regarding that. And I know I need to refine it. But how will I start up if I don't have much capital on it? बेसिकली मेरे कॉलेज में ये भी बोला जाता है कि ओके आपको स्टार्ट करना है तो यू नीड टू डू बिजनेस और समथिंग लाइक दैट कि माइंडसेट ऐसा है उन लोग का तो व्हाट
Okay.
एल्स कैन आई डू
Okay. Can you start your business in Bangalore and sustain yourself in Bangalore for 2 years?
पार्डन सर
अगर आप बैंगलोर जाते हो और बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हो तो कैन यू सस्टेन योरसेल्फ इन बैंगलोर फॉर 2 years? बस आप तो पैसा भी खुद लगाओगे ना बिजनेस में,
यस सर
राइट? सो अगर आपकी स्टार्टअप मतलब आपकी आइडिया अगर क्लियर नहीं है, सो आई थिंक इट्स बेटर टू वर्क ऑन योर आइडिया फर्स्ट. गिव इट सम टाइम. थोड़ा देखिए, उसके ऊपर काम करिए, पूछिए. आपके लिए फिजिकल लोकेशन विल नॉट मेक मच डिफरेंस टुडे बिकॉज ऑफ द internet world we are living in. You can start connecting the dots in Bangalore itself by joining startup communities, various people in Bangalore, and try to get some idea about how it works out.
ओके सर थैंक यू
Right?
सर
Yeah.
यस सर यू ऑल
So you can work on your idea basically, make it more realistic, the idea more realistic, understand, do research. It will take 4 5 months what exactly market wants, because fashion designing is a big world, right? There are which which niche of fashion designing you want to go. That is also important. Indian, ethnic wear, non-ethnic, you know. So comfort. There are n number of things: men, women, designer, non-designer, fashion, non-fashion, everyday. So understand from that point of view which niche of fashion designing you want to cater to, or is it all of the fashion world? Right? For that, you will have
Got
to give time.
Yeah, so obviously I'm gonna refine my idea. For that I'm ready. But
Correct.
what for मतलब उतने दिन तक अगर हो मतलब जब तक कि हम रिफाइन अपना आइडिया कर रहे हैं तब तक मेरे को जॉब करना पड़ेगा या रहने दे अपना टाइम इसी में इन्वेस्ट करे मार्केट रिसर्च करने में और ये सब वगैरह
See, if your financials allow you to do that, and if your family background is such that आपको 2 साल ये करते हैं तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आपके एक्सपेंसेस है, तो देन यू कैन गो एंड डू इट. अगर फैमिली मेंबर्स अर्निंग है, घर के सारे फाइनेंशियल सेट है, तो देन देयर इज नो चैलेंज. बट अगर वो नहीं है ठीक, एंड यू आर स्टिल डिपेंडेंट ऑन योर पेरेंट्स, आई थिंक you should rethink about your strategy. I'm not talking about not doing it. I'm doing it. I'm telling you to wait for it. Keep doing it every weekend. And then probably once you have some corpus, some understanding of how business works, then go and launch.
थैंक यू सर थैंक यू सो मच
Yeah.
Okay, so next question we will take from Mr. Sushobit. He's
Mhm.
raising his hands.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Soham Khan.
Sushobit. Okay, Soham
Okay,
Khan.
he's
Okay.
he's first.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Soham. Good evening. Can you please start your cameras also? I'll be able to see your faces if possible.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
I have a question about this topic that what are the necessary required documents required clearances which are to be obtained before starting a startup. Like if we want to start any business, then we have to take the license. After that, so many clearances to be obtained from authorized agencies. So this type of question comes in my mind that for startups, what types of documents are required to start to commence a startup?
Okay. So to start working on idea, you don't require any license, right? To start working on idea, you don't require any license. But if you are into product or services, uh, you don't have to get too many licenses as on date. It depends again area to area, state to state. But there are 3 4 basic requirements are there. First and foremost is the Shop Act, which is the license to start a business. You can get it online through your state portal. It will require hardly 500 rupees to take that license. If you are into food business, manufacturing business, or selling, purchasing business, you will require to have a FSSAI license, Food Standard and Safety, which you can again get through website. It is 100 rupees for a year, right? It again depends from if you want to go want to start a bigger manufacturing unit which will produce anything above a crore rupee worth of stocks, then you will have to take a bigger license. uh, Otherwise you will have to just do the registration part of it. If you are into goods and services, if your turnover is below 50 lakh rupees, you really don't have to take any. If you are into services business, if your turnover is below 20 lakh rupees per annum, you don't have to take GST also. If you are into a product business, you are selling and buying, then if your turnover is below 50 lakh rupees, you don't need to have a GST also, right? So it starting business is very simple now. Government has done a lot of work on that. your whichever incubation center you will go, you can ask them and they will support you with all this kind of rules and regulation and legalities. They will support you a lot on that. According to your business, they will tell you. There are certain businesses which are highly regulated. For example, petrochemical. There are certain amount of licenses required for that. Telecommunication, you will have to have a certain amount of clearances from Government of India. Arms and ammunitions, right? You required certain amount of regulations in that. So it basically will depend on what type of idea you are working on, and you can connect with your local authorities. They will help you out. Most of the licenses and regulations are now online. Basic license, basic requirements are online. You can do it. For example, taking out your PAN number. If you want to start a business with a private limited company, you will need to go to a CA and get it done. There are certain areas wherein government put a lot of subsidy to buying, machineries and all that stuff. So if all these things are there, you have to you'll get advantage in getting those all those subsidies. There is also a license called Udyog Aadhaar. So there is a Udyog Aadhaar which needs to be taken out, which will give your entity a validity that will help you to get entry into government supplies, and you will be registered as a Udyog Aadhaar MSME registered supplier, which will also help you to get so many things from government. So, banks and all that will help you to give you loan and all that stuff. So really, it's a very vast topic. According to your need, whatever idea you are working on, we can actually narrow down on what kind of licenses or things which I need to procure from government. But then that will come later on the stage, and it's very easy. So atmosphere is very conducive for that. Licensing will not stop you from starting your startup.
Okay. So next question we will take from Mr. Sushobit Chaube,
Yes,
and
yes,
later Mr. Abhijit Ganguly will give. And
yes.
we are also running out of time.
No problem.
So
We'll take questions.
okay,
Don't worry.
okay, all right.
Yes, Shobit.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, sir. Sir, as you said, having a mentor is very important for the startup. So, sir, how can we select a mentor, or how can we get a mentor?
How can you select a mentor? See,
Yeah.
see the people who can help you in your domain, right? Because domain in which you are working, people will always be there who are more experienced, far experienced over there, seen most of it. They can help you. Mentor is someone who will help you to avoid things which can derail your progress, right? He can guide you, he can coach you, he can show you direction. Entrepreneurship is a journey. You will have to travel your own journey. He can help you, guide you, and tell you, but ultimately it is you who will have to travel that path, right? So see, across you will find many people. Ask them. There are certain mentors which will come pro bono for you, so they won't charge you anything. There are certain mentors who can ask you for something, which is okay because they are giving you time, energy, effort for your startup. So you can ask them. If you get incubated at certain incubation centers, then there is a pool of mentors which are readily available. So they will be available for you through them. So you will get variety of mentors. You know, any business will need 7 type of mentors, right? Finance, legal, then sales, then marketing, then your financials. So you will have to have three, four, five, 6 types of mentors for your business.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Also, just to let all the audience know that we are trying to get INFED team in Jamshedpur, and we hope that in next few months they will come to Jamshedpur, and you all can get proper interaction with sir and the INFED team, and get your queries and your problems solved. So we will also provide you a survey link for that, and we can get your feedback on that also.
Absolutely.
Mr. Abhijit, we can take your question also.
Good evening, sir. My name is Abhijit Ganguly and I'm from Srinath University. So my
Absolutely.
question is that can there be a dispute among the partners if the partnership agreement has not been made before the start of a business?
Yes, it can. It can happen even if the agreement is made, right? So, but it is always better to have an agreement in place. It's always better to have an agreement in place because that will avoid the heartaches. You know, otherwise, you will instead of fighting for the idea, you will keep fighting in between yourself only. So keep an agreement ready. I think you should write down the points. Not एकदम formalize register करके रखेंगे नहीं रखेंगे, that is up to you. But then you should have a clear idea of roles and responsibility each co-founder will take. Because this is another area which kills not many startups. After a certain point of time, a founder will think that we will go into this direction. Co-founder will think that no, we should go into that direction. Some of the founders will think that no, we are happy with the speed with which we are growing. The other person will say no, we are very slow. We need to grow fast.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So you can get connected with me if on LinkedIn if you want, right?